I have also taken my trousers off.
Okay, too much information maybe.
Because it's really hot. So I'm sat here in my pants.
Lovely.
Dun, 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 dun. We ought to play the Spinal Tap entry song.
Dun, 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 dun. That one?
That one.
Big bottom. Enough of my yakking. Let's boogie. Welcome to the Rewind Classic Movies podcast about 80s and 90s movies we probably saw as kids, even if we didn't understand the adult themes. I'm GB, and with me is my co-host, AJ.
These go up to 11.
Hello, AJ.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Hello, Cleveland. Rock and roll.
I think we've started by dog barking again. Directed by first-time feature director Rob Reiner. This is Spinal Tap struggles to get made, but eventually cost $2 million and made something like $6 million, which isn't that massive. It found most of its popularity at home and pretty much launched the mockumentary style, as well as creating pop culture phrases like going to 11. It was selected.
He's got to 11.
He's got to 11. Yeah, but
he's got to 11.
It was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry in 2002, and a sequel has just come out this year, which I hope to be covering for the Fast Forward episode next week. Reiner would go on to direct classics such as, wait for this list, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, and A Few Good Men, all by 1992.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Oh.
I had no idea he did The Princess Bride. I mean, what a film. That's a film I want to do.
Yeah, I've never seen it. It went downhill after 1992 though a bit. AJ, tell me about your history with this movie.
Oh, man, right, I don't know. The first time I saw this film, I wish I did. I probably didn't understand it at all. I have seen it too many times to mention.
Many times to mention.
Almost always when on tour. Probably always under the influence of something or other. I don't think I've ever really seen it sober. Including today, because I've had a lot of paracetamol because I've just got over COVID, which is lovely. The thing is, I can relate to almost every scene in this film, having been in a band.
There's a line in the movie, though, that applies here. It's Davidson Hubbins. You're telling me this now while I'm under heavy sedation or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yes, I know. Oh, it's true. And it's like any band that's like even just done a bit of touring, any band, big or small, can relate to this movie, as I'm sure that everyone's going to find out. What about you?
Well, yeah, I was going to say we have to be careful as two people who played in bands for most of our lives not to make this just full of stories about how we had very similar tap stories. Because
but it is going to be exactly that. That's what it's going to be.
That's it. The reason this resonates with so many people is because it's so fucking true. Like the harmony sequence when they're like, we've done that so many times on tour, even jokingly or in real life. The sustain sequence when like you're showing another guitarist your guitar, sustain on that, you can go for a bite. We've both played Air Force bases. I definitely used to do one mic one in this fun. I used to do that because you get bored trying to sound check. If we ever had a decent walk to the stage, we'd always go rock and roll,
rock and roll,
rock and roll. We've done all of it.
Hello, Cleveland.
It would just be a list of us going, yeah, I've done that. But yeah, I mean, when I was younger, and I mean like a teenager, people my age didn't seem to know if this was like a movie or it was real. Like Spinal Tap just seemed like a real band.
I know.
Which is mental when you've got like, now as an adult and knowing movies, you've got Patrick McNee, Billy Crystal, Fred Willard, Bruno Kirby, Angelica Houston is this.
I know.
Which I didn't remember. But like this was all pre-internet, remember?
And Billy Crystal, he was just one of the mime guys who's just like gone.
And Dana Carvey's in it as well.
No way.
Yeah, he's the other mime.
Oh, no way.
Completely like blink and you'll miss it.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's nuts. Yeah, it's funny because I watched this on Saturday when I was dying in bed with COVID, and I watched it again just now because I love it. And Angus watched it with me, and he sort of, we're 20 minutes in, he's like, is this real? No, but it might as well be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I was in my 20s and playing in bands, I actually had that the Nigel Tufnell Green Ribs T-shirt thing, and I wore that for like a Halloween show or something.
Is there a photograph of that?
I'll have to try and find one. They definitely exist. It's
so that's going to be put on screen now.
I bet I won't remember to do that. And yes, a lot of this is going to be very childish. And if we need to apologise in 2025 for laughing at penis and bum lyrical metaphors, then so be it, because it was and is funny.
I mean, I haven't stopped laughing to penis and bum lyrical metaphors ever. I mean, I'm basically knocking on the door of 40, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. The movie, let's talk about the start of the movie. This movie starts with such a bizarre, slow, iconic, and yet memorable opening with Rob Reiner as his director character delivering a long piece of camera, setting up the premise. And I just love, it's so iconic. Hi, I'm Marley DeBurgi.
You may remember me from such films as...
Such adverts.
I love the fact he's got that little lens around his neck. Yeah. And he crosses his arms at some point, and it's just quite awkward, so he immediately uncrosses them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you clocked that.
But it's so funny that like they go, okay, well Rob's going to play the director. Well, we'll give you a name. He could have just been Rob Reiner.
I know.
Oh, it's brilliant. What do you think about the idea of having the director play a role, because it's such an unusual thing to be like in front of the camera?
It is, but it works so well because it's a documentary, right? And you know, the director often leads documentaries, and they're going to be asking the questions and bits and pieces. So why not? It makes perfect sense. It does.
You're wandering on the mic a bit, darling. I don't know where you've gone.
Oh, am I? Is it back? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Sorry.
That's right.
I think it makes perfect sense to have the director playing the director, because that's what would happen generally in a documentary. I think it's brilliant.
It was good. What do you think about the rest of the start?
I like when they've got all the, you know, they've got the people outside the show talking about, you know, the band and stuff, and then it cuts to the inside, and all these guys are pushing flight cases around, and it's all backstage, and they're lifting up this, and there's a guy that's abseiling down from the trussing in the ceiling, and it's all so real, and it makes me wonder where they filmed all this. You know, did they actually film this an actual real show, or was this all for? Because it looks so real. It all looks like they're setting up for a show.
Well, I mean, they had to literally set up the Spinal Tap show, didn't they, just to film those bits. So I did wonder if it was that. But what I really wanted to know was the fan interviews that they film outside. They are so believable. Like the way you've got some fans sort of awkwardly hanging around just behind the main person on camera, and the people doing the interviews. Like, it's hard to do a fake interview as an extra, basically.
There's no way it could have been scripted. There's no way. They must have just had a bit of a cue, a bit of a prompt, and just like go.
I just wonder if they nicked them from something else. Like, I remember there's a load of, obviously a big Bon Jovi fan, ding ding. But there's a lot of like those kind of documentaries where they would speak to fans, and I just think, have you nicked this from another fan's like documentary or something? Because they're just so good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the band kicks in with a full-on rock, and everyone does that classic thing of taking a solo.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
And then they're all sitting down in this, I don't know, garden somewhere, having a chat and starting the interview. And Tufnell sat there wearing a kilt, which is great. And there's footage of me somewhere on some stage or another wearing a kilt, jumping around like a twat.
Yeah, well, we've presented wedding awards with you in a kilt.
Oh yes, we have, haven't we? Yeah, exactly. And then it just immediately starts the comedy, and then talking about, you know, how long have you guys been together? Well, we used to be there. We were in a band called the Originals, and then we became the New Originals, but we had to change the name because they were the New Originals. But then they became the Regulars. So
it's so true though,
and it's just straight in. Yeah, it is. It is.
When I started watching this time around, I've got the movie somewhere on like DVD, and I've watched it loads, but it's been a while. So I was really watching it with sort of fresh eyes, and I was immediately laughing. But the first thing I kept wondering was, how improv is this, and how much of this was scripted? And I'm about to tell you the answer, because it's time to talk about how this movie came to be.
Excellent.
Right, so there's lots of history to this, and I'll try and condense the various histories, because it could get complicated.
It does. I was reading about it, and it does get pretty messy.
Yeah, I watched some interviews, and there are sort of various different accounts that I couldn't tell whether they were conflicting or not. But anyway, Michael McKean and Christopher Guest, they've known each other since they played music together in the 60s when they were in college in New York. And then in 1974, Christopher Guest was in a hotel lobby. We should point out at this point that they are all American.
Well, Christopher Guest is half English.
I think his dad's English or something like that.
Yeah, well, but he used to sit in the House of Lords up until
That's
99,
right.
and because he had a life peerage, so he was Lord Guest. He was actually an Englishman, but the rest of them are all American. But you wouldn't know with their accents.
All right, okay. Before we go any further,
Sorry,
are the accents good or not?
I think they're brilliant. I think
It's
they're brilliant.
hard for me to.
Even Harry Shearer, who he's just got such a great accent. You'd so believe them.
He's he's a professional voice artist. So
I think I totally believe it completely and utterly.
I do, but I've grown up with them for so long that I lose any kind of sense of impartiality on how good it is. Part of me thinks these are terrible, and part of me thinks they're great.
The thing is, it's because it's all Cockney like that, and they're all talking like that.
It ain't fucking that Cockney, is it? It's like a little bit more. Do you think? Then you're gonna go down here.
Exactly, it's great. I've got all the time in the world for it. I think it's totally legit. Yeah.
So yes, it's 1974. Christopher Guest is in the hotel lobby, and this English band comes and checks in, and the band's manager asks the bass player, "Where is your bass?" And he sort of said, I think I left it at the airport. And this sort of very Spinal Tap skit apparently happens like in real life in front of his eyes, just confusion everywhere. And Christopher Guest said he watched it for 15 minutes and said it was the happiest day of his life. So that was like some of the inspiration for it. Then in 78, Harry Shearer joined Guest and McKean along with Rob Rayner for this TV pilot sketch comedy thing, which featured this fictitious band called Spinal Tap. So they have been on screen before this, but it's not really the Tap we know as such. Then
it's very much like, it's like Mike Myers doing Austin Powers, same sort of thing. You know,
exactly.
It was such a little idea and it's developed into such a big thing.
Yeah. So, interesting side note, Christopher Guest had previously played guitar under the name Nigel Tufnell on Michael McKean and David Lander's 1979 album of like made-up characters playing rock and roll characters called Lenny and the Squigtones. And they appeared. I was looking into this earlier. I found a video. I will include it in the shorts. They appeared on American Bandstand, interviewed by Dick Clark. I think this was in '79, where Tufnell is asked who he is and where he's from. He's like, "I'm Nigel Tufnell, and I'm from Swindon, England." And he's not even like a main member of the band. He's just there. Anyway. They all eventually come up with this movie idea around this documentary, but no one was really that interested in making it because of how much improv it needed, and it just didn't sort of make much sense. So they made this 20-minute demo in 1982 to shop to the studios. Long story short, it got made, but there was never a real script. Like they had character arcs, biographies, and rough scenes, but no specifically like spelt out script of dialogue. There is one speech apparently in the movie that was written, and everything else was improv. And that is Patrick McNee's speech when he does the whole "Tap into America."
Oh thing. God, that awkward bit. That was actually
exactly
written.
Right.
Yeah.
Purely because he wasn't like everyone else is kind of improv comedian effectively.
Yeah.
And Patrick McNee obviously is just an actor. So everything else was improvised. So they spent John.
It was here not the Avengers. Yeah, the Avengers. Was it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with the bowler hat and the umbrella. Yeah.
Not those Avengers kids.
Yes. No, some old spy shit from
and
back in the day.
I want to say Diana Rigg.
Yes, I think so. It was up there with like The Saint, with Roger Moore and all that kind of that era of
Roger Moore. I try to. They worked on the concept and the plan for this for 3 years, and then they shot 50 hours of film over I think 5 weeks, and then there was like 8 months of editing. So you can imagine how much is cut out.
3 editors trying to piece it all together.
Yeah, and
or
then
something like that.
The initial work print was 4 hours, I think.
Christ, I'd love to see some of that footage.
You can see it. There's a lot of it on YouTube.
Really?
I think if you look hard enough somewhere, you will find the whole 4 hour thing. However, it is largely unwatchable. It's like the original film that's not been properly exposed or developed, and it just looks like crap.
The thing is, this is a film that, you know, we talk about the 90-minute films, and this comes in under 90 minutes. I could do this for 3 hours. Like you could just keep going with this, even when the credits are rolling, and even the credits stop rolling, and it still continues just for a little bit longer, and you just want it to keep going.
Well, if you want another couple of hours, mate, there's a new movie out, but you don't want to see it.
I'm a bit worried about it, I must admit.
Yes, worried. After being a bit disappointed by the Naked Gun new movie, I now am a bit concerned.
I saw an interview, not an interview. They were on Letterman or one of those things in America recently, trying to promote it, and they were in character, but it just wasn't. Oh no!
Well, it's funny you say that, because I watched a couple of interviews with them, the recent ones, and I was like, these guys have just still got it.
Oh.
My concern with it is whether, and we're getting off topic, but like whether the modern filmmaking techniques and stuff, and you know, the professionalism of it is going to ruin that sort of magic of how documentary style it was, which we'll get into.
Yes.
Before we get into that, we need to talk about the cast.
Yes.
Now, something weird has happened, because normally in the limited show notes we have the character names and the actors and some little scribbles of comments. For the first time ever, we haven't done that.
Yeah.
We've both left it blank, and I think that's testament to two things. One, we've fucking rushed more news, and I should say at this point, I got back very early this morning from working extended from over a week in Cannes, doing 15-hour days. So I'm broken. I watched the movie just before we did this and made some notes.
Nice.
So we're both rushed.
I've been away for a week, and then I got COVID as soon as I landed, and then, yeah.
But I don't think it's that. I think it's a testament to what a huge ensemble cast this is, that all kind of take the credit equally and create these incredibly believable characters. And we could talk about them all individually, but I think on this occasion, we could just talk about the fucking movie, and I'm sure we'll kind of cover everyone.
And that's the thing. You're absolutely right. I mean, I didn't write anything down about the characters because they're obviously brilliant and what have you. But you know, Christopher Guest is married to Jamie Lee Curtis, and you could talk about all those sorts of bits and pieces. But like, what's the point when the movie wants to be talked about, and you know, all that sort of stuff?
Do you have a favourite band member?
The bassist, absolutely.
Really?
Yes. I just love his sort of handlebar moustache thing that's going on, the sort of leather, like with the chains and everything. He's just
all right. Aside from your sexual preferences, who's your favourite band member?
He's just the best member. Harry Shearer. I love his.
The voice of Mr. Burns, isn't he?
Mr. Burns, Skinner, Principal Skinner, Burns, and Ned Flanders.
Right. Yeah.
And other people. Yeah. He's my favourite character.
I think Tufnell is mine.
I mean, that's the thing. It's also a toss up for Tufnell, isn't it? Because he is such a brilliant character.
But they all need each other. Like you couldn't just put one of them. I don't think one of them would work in like a spin off or anything. Like it's such a band.
Yeah. And it's funny because, all right, you've got the running joke of the drummers all dying or blowing up or, you know, having unfortunate, you know, gardening accidents. But then you've got the drummer that does sort of feature, and then the pianist, the keyboard player, who's always sort of there, but they never really have anything to do, but they're always present, but they never really get involved that much.
He's a lunatic, isn't he? I don't know.
Completely.
Is he a man playing a lunatic, or is he a lunatic? I just don't know.
I don't know.
He didn't have much involvement with them after the film, really.
Oh, really?
But I'll mention him again in a minute.
Okay.
So let's talk about like the visuals. The style of this, like, I know it's a mockumentary and a documentary, but it's so documentary. Like, and this is what I'm concerned about the new one, because in this you get shit focus pulls, and you get like so many ums and ahs and fluffs on the dialogue, and the camera can sort of be all over the shop. But it's so believable, and they're really playing the music. They're really playing their instruments. They're doing the concerts. They've played full concerts. There's like a whole concert came out in like 92 or something.
If you watch all of the,
where have you gone?
Even just, oh, sorry, not in front of the microphone again. If you watch the bassist, even just, I mean, they're all playing.
Yeah.
You know, they're all absolutely playing. I mean, I know they're obviously all trained musicians as well. You know, they're all classically trained musicians. They are brilliant players, but it just shows something that, all right, it's a rough mockumentary, but no, they're really playing. They're actually synced to it. And it is so believable. It's so believable. It's so real. It's so real. Although it's a complete comedy and a complete spoof, it's absolutely brilliantly real. Look, I've not watched The Office, either the American or the original one with Ricky Gervais, but I've seen enough like clips to know how Spinal Tap must have influenced the style of it.
Right, you've mentioned Gervais, and I'm going to have to do my bit about Gervais that I was going to do later now.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's fine.
Is there a bit about Gervais?
It just goes to show, look, we don't script this that much.
No, not at all. Especially not this fucking week.
Didn't get the memo. Gervais says this is his favourite film of all time. And if you look at how it influenced things like The Office, I mean, it's so obvious.
Or Extras, yeah, right.
And he just said in an interview, I stole it. I stole the concept of this. So yeah, I mean, and the legacy of entertainment that sort of takes this concept of documentary and awkward looks and pauses is fucking phenomenal. It wasn't necessarily the first to do it, but it's the one that kind of gets the label of creating that genre almost.
Oh, fully. Yeah.
Let's talk about the music.
Oh man, like
fucking hell, so much.
Which bit? I mean, it's all brilliant.
The reason this whole movie works is because the music is great.
It is, and it all takes the royal piss, but still the songs are excellent. You know, they are fantastic. They're absolute piss takes, but they're wonderful.
But even the level of like the album names and the artwork, like the Intravenous de Milo album title and cover really made me laugh. I don't remember laughing at it before, but it popped up on the screen and I just could not help but giggle at it.
The artwork on that is brilliant, where it's just sort of shoved into the end of her arm. It's great. Or shark sandwich. It's just great.
Just at what point did someone go, Venus de Milo, Intravenous de Milo? Like, what the fuck? And it's all that pretentious 80s kind of crap, isn't it? Yeah.
It's all the take on, I don't know, all the AC/DC stuff and all that, where you stand in a hellhole. But it's such a great song. I mean, it came on shuffle a couple of months ago. I was like, oh Christ, this is Spinal Tap. It came on my shuffle when I was out running or something like that. And it's such a great song. But then, like, just that bit in the song where the roadie rushes on to pick him up mid-solo.
Yeah.
Just
We've all worryingly been there again.
I know.
I've just Googled the track listing for it, right? Because I want to, can we work out if we have a favourite song, right? Do you know if you have a favourite song before we even think about it?
It's the bass one. It's the Big Bottom.
Yeah.
Because I love it not only because they all play bass in that song, and the bassist has got a double-headed bass guitar.
Yeah.
Double neck bass guitar, and then everyone plays bass. I just love the song. It's just great. The lyrics in that are fantastic.
Here's the track listing. So you got Hell Ho. Remember that one?
You know where you stand in a hell hole.
You got Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You. Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You. Tonight.
That's great.
Heavy Duty.
Heavy Duty really brings out the duty in me.
That's it. Rock and Roll Creation.
Oh yeah. And it was good.
America.
Is that that's where they're he's trying to break out of the cocoon, right? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
America. I don't know if I know that one.
No.
And then there's Cups and Cakes, which I don't know either. Big Bottom, Going Out of My Mind.
Yeah.
And Sex
Stonehenge.
Farm.
Yes. Sex Farm. That's great.
Working on a sex. Stonehenge. And then Give Me Some Money.
Yes.
And not to forget, Listen to What the Flower People Say.
Yeah, of course, right? You've got that the look back to when they were a psychedelic band, or even the Thamesmen.
Yeah. I think the variety on this is kind of nuts. Like, they're not just all standard cock rock, are they? Like, there's some subtleties in the writing of them.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a piss take of the cock rock 80s full indulgence touring, late 70s, early 80s full indulgence touring, but they do look at, and they take influence from other bands that had done psychedelic stuff or had started out as a bit of a early Beatles kind of thing. No, there's full influence there. Absolutely.
I think Sex Farm might be my favourite.
It is great. That is great.
I just looked up. They released another album in '92, "Break Like the Wind," which has song titles such as "Bitch School," "Cash on Delivery," "Clam Caravan."
Oh my God.
and I don't know why they didn't put this on the first album, but "All the Way Home." All the way home.
Oh yeah, because I really like that. I'm going to talk about that later on. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the music is just ace, isn't it?
It is.
Anything else you want to talk about music?
No.
No.
I mean, I want to talk about the rest of the film, which is basically talking about music. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's just so in there, isn't it? Right. Let's talk about things we want to talk about then. Do you want to go first? You got.
Yeah, go on then. I need to scroll down.
Where are you going? You're disappearing.
I wasn't actually, or was I? Oh, I don't know.
That's better.
I was going rock and roll.
Adjust your chair.
So we were talking about, it was not just cock rock and looking at the psychedelic bit they did, and listen to what the Foul people say. The bit, back in their past when they were talking about before they became glam, and it reminded me of when Status Quo before they became like rock, and they did pictures of Matchstick Men.
Yes, that's what was on my mind.
And it's just because I'd completely forgotten about that, and because that's not Quo at all, not in the slightest. So it must have been. They must have been thinking Quo when they did that, and then you got this massive sitar solo on a twin neck guitar, and it's just. Brilliant.
It's so funny you say that because I was like, oh, this relates to something real and I can't think what it was. That's absolutely it.
That's the one, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah. And it's a great tune as well.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
And the first thing I was going to talk about, funnily enough, was literally the history of the band because it's so good. The stories of how they changed the names and the former members is so buried in truth of other stuff,
Yeah.
And the old music videos, however they created them, I don't know whether it was on real film or whatever. Maybe it was. I mean, this was 80, whatever it is. You're not just got a plug-in for that. So maybe they literally shot them on film or whatever it was.
And they, dressed up like, with the Thamesmen and, looking like the Beatles and playing that sort of music. Do you remember the music video for Danny California by the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I don't remember. I love the song.
They throughout the video, they play various bands throughout the eras. And one of them is the Beatles, and they dress up just like that.
Oh, really?
Like the Thamesmen, which I thought was quite interesting. I wonder if it was a...
There's that shot at the end of, I think it's the Thamesmen one, where you've got the drummer who's got the short blonde hair and the glasses. Mm-hmm. And he just sort of plays that last snare note and then stops.
Yes.
And it just holds on him for a brief moment.
Yeah.
And that shot reminded me of the Foo Fighters music video. Was it Foo Fighters or was it Nirvana? I can't remember now, when they dressed up like that. Do you remember they're all playing nicely?
Oh, God,
I think it was
probably
Nirvana.
a Foo Fighters.
No, maybe.
Because Foo Fighters always used to dress up and do silly videos.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Smell the Glove.
Yes.
The whole conversation around Smell the Glove and how you can't have a woman on all fours next to a man in 1982 or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Have you seen the new Sabrina Carpenter album cover?
Well, this is the thing. I've heard about it.
Yeah, right.
And didn't she have to bin it? Because
no, they've kept it as far as I know.
They have kept it because I thought she had to bin it because it was too much and thus become, a Spinal Tap thing itself.
She's on her knees having her hair pulled next to a gentleman's trousers, let's say that. And it's just like... it wasn't a glove, let me tell you.
I know.
It's crazy. And do you know what? It happened to Bon Jovi, ding, ding, with their Slippery When Wet album in 1986, which is what, 2 years after this? No, when did this come out? 84?
82? 84? I don't know.
Oh, no, we're Googling.
We're
Googling. 1984. Right.
84, okay.
So this came out 2 years before Slippery When Wet. The Slippery When Wet album cover, the original cover, was... Thank you, 1986. A big, busty blonde woman in a very tight top, washing a car, soaking wet, and it was just pretty much a close-up of her breasts.
Yeah.
And they had the same thing. It was like, we can't put this in shops, they won't stock it and all this kind of thing. So 11th hour, John Bon Jovi, who, they have to come up with a decision because it's going to the press. He got a black bin liner, strapped it down onto a table, sprayed it with water, wrote in it with his finger, slippery when wet, and got the photographer who was with them to take a picture of it. And that's as close to, sexy album cover goes to blackness as you're going to get. Almost. How much more black could this be? None more black.
None more black.
And this is 7 years before Metallica's Black Album.
7 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do we think they just took the idea of the Black Album and smell the glove?
Obviously did.
I did see a video of at least David St. Hubbins in character meeting James Hetfield on the release of the Black Album. And he's like, oh, where did you get the idea for that? And Hetfield's kind of like schoolboy having a little bit of a smirk on.
Yeah. Excellent.
And there, funny enough, talking about Metallica, there are bits in the movie where like Tap are rehearsing in like the recording studio, and they're struggling and like they can't play the parts and they're having a bit of a row. And that to me is so reminiscent of Metallica's Some Kind of Monster documentary.
Man, that documentary was fucking mental. And I remember when I watched it, This Is Spinal Tap, and I thought Metallica were taking the piss. I thought they were honestly just doing a bit of a laugh. Like, oh yeah, look at us not getting on with each other. Oh no, shit, this is fucking real. The rider.
Oh, the little sandwich.
I know. And the thing is, riders are always shit. I don't think anyone's ever met our rider requirements ever. And we didn't really have an extensive one at all,
Do you want to explain what a rider is? I don't know. Is that industry term or not?
I think it is. I mean, I don't know. So a rider is something that you require in order to put on a show. So it's, it can be anything from the power requirements to the stage dimensions to what you need in the dressing room. But it's always what people think about what you need in the dressing room.
And the joke used to be the bands that were like, I only want orange M&Ms or
that kind of thing. Only a jar full of brown M&Ms or else you wouldn't go on stage that night. And he beat them to death with their own shoes. Which is a great film.
Who throws a shoe?
Who throws his shoe? So we used to have a rider and we used to require towels, 12 bottles of beer, full-length mirror. I needed a charging socket for my hair straighteners.
I never requested a full-length mirror.
I always needed a full-length mirror to dress up probably because I'd changed like twice or three times in the show, so I'd always change, and I needed some hair straighteners and I needed to plug them in, and the amount of times we didn't get our rider. But yeah, the riders, and he's saying like, I've been working on this for half an hour, and it's I try and fold it like, and look, and this sort of breaks, and I'm trying to look. Would you want this? Would you eat this?
I've got to fold that. I've got to fold this.
It's just great. I love it.
My favourite bit of that is when he goes, he sort of says, I'm angry, but I got it under control. Or I can't remember what he says, but it's the way he sort of reasons with himself.
I won't let it affect my performance, right? But I just, I'm upset, all right?
Yeah, very good. For me, it's the girlfriend or the girlfriends if you play in a band and everyone's got one. Obviously such a real life thing. I mean, there's the Yoko comparison, but I mean, it always used to be a thing in bands. Someone would come in and go, well, my girlfriend thinks we shouldn't play this song or we should play this song or whatever. And it's like,
yeah.
Fuck. Like there's no other reaction other than who gives a fuck? Like, But June Chadwick as Janine is perfect in that she's not overly evil or horrid in any way, but she's just enough of like a niggle to be unlikable.
I love how she's handing out like the day sheets at the airport, and they've got, I don't know, all the astrological stuff on it.
Yeah,
all that sort of stuff.
And there's a moment where like Davidson Hubbins is going, wait till you see this. This is great. This is going to be amazing. And she starts going on about the star signs, and I think for a minute he sort of like has a bit of a brain attack, and so his eyes just sort of go a bit, and he's like, oh fuck, and then he sort of composes himself. Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Amazing. But there's a bit where towards the end where Tufnell walks off the stage and storms off, and he does this brief stop and looks at Janine, before leaving. And it's so powerful for a movie that's ultimately kind of funny and stupid.
Yeah.
Because they have this real like human moment where it's like, oh shit, this is tense. And it is so much about like band breakups and things. It's so hard to keep a band together. I mean, I was lucky as were you, really. I had like 10 years of playing in the same band. But when I was thinking about this for this recording, I think in that 10 years, we had the same band, but we went through, I think, 7 bass players. And I never really realised how Spinal Tap that is.
That is, isn't it? I know you went through quite a few bassists over the years. Yeah.
What about you? You were fairly consistent with...
We were consistent. It was always the same guys all throughout. And
apart from when I was in it.
Apart from when you were in it. Well, we'd changed from one set of people to another set of people. So I was the original guy all the way from the beginning. And then 3 guys decided to drop out. 3 more guys jumped in that as, the guys like Matt and all that sort of jazz, and Phil and Jack. And then you filled in for... I don't know.
I was in before.
You were, weren't you? You came and did.
I came and I turned it down.
You did. I mean, the thing is, I wanted you to join the band, and you were like, no. You wanted to stick with your other band.
But there's this bit towards the end. I mean, it is the end. It's slightly uneasy when the manager is standing over Janine at the end, with he's got his bat in the hand, and he's sort of like
he's tapping it on his hand. Yeah,
and it's slightly uncomfortable. But we don't have to dwell on it. It was a different time.
It was Tony Hendra actually he's dead now. He got accused of some bad stuff.
Oh really?
I have to look it up.
Oh god.
I know, made me go, I wish I hadn't read that now, because I really like him in this role. He's brilliant.
He nails it. Absolutely nails the role.
Nothing substantiated, he said, she said kind of thing, but like, it does put a... Yeah.
I mean, he's so believable in this role.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no sex or drugs or rock and roll for me. I get 3 hours of sleep a night. I find mandolin strings in the middle of Cleveland, and I find lost baggage.
And this could be under favourite lines, and possibly should be, but when they're talking about Smell the Glove with Bobby Fleckman, and she says it's offensive, the way he says, you should have seen the cover they wanted to do. And it wasn't a glove, believe me. I think she almost starts talking over him when he says that last line. And it's amazing. It's so throwaway, but I sort of knew it was coming, and I was already laughing before he said it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
We were talking earlier about cry, cry, cry all the way home, and it shows how good this film is, because they've had to have written this piece, learned it, and then they've had to sort of like pretend that, oh yeah, do you remember this one we used to do? And they've sort of just pulled it out the bag, but then faultlessly pull off the harmonies, because the harmonies in that are brilliant when they're sat in that diner.
Yeah. Well, they wrote that either the day or the day before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And it works so well. It's so good. And the harmonies are so good. Actually, the songs are, I quite like that. I'd like to listen to that whole song.
Well, now you can on the really 1992 album Break Like the Wind. Available now.
There's being on the road and meeting other acts in the same hotel. Like they run into that other person who's obviously, more popular than they are.
Who is Rufus from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, is that? Is Rufus?
Yeah.
No way. God, that is a good film as well.
Yeah.
Well, I say good film. It's a classic film.
Yeah, we should do that.
Good's maybe pushing it. The mime artists, right? I wanted to talk about that just because it's so fleeting. And it could be like a favourite scene or a favourite line, but it's just again, I think it pays dividends to the film, that just the fact that they just happen to be recording out the back of the kitchen, and the mimes are now talking to each other. And he's like, do the dead bird. And then he's just like, mime is money.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
I love Billy Crystal. And in a way, in a way, I almost wish he wasn't in this movie, because you have this brilliantly believable documentary, and then you just have this segment that goes, it's fucking Billy Crystal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it does pull me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's brilliant.
They're opening the cocoons, and they're coming out of the cocoons, and it's not that it's a favourite scene or anything, although it's very funny. It's just, it does also show how shit can go wrong on stage so often, more often than not.
Oh, God.
And you've got to keep going. And he's in there trying to but he's keeping having to play the bass lines and all that sort of stuff. And then after they finish singing, they sort of walk in, they're still playing their instruments. And they walk over to each other and you can see they're having a discussion about what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're like, fucking hell, what are we going to do? Then they go back to the microphones and continue singing. And it happens. I mean, it's just
all the time.
You can relate to it so much. It's like, shit, this has happened. Fucking smoke machine's not working. Whatever, you got to go. So we're in the bridge. So you walk over to the bassist and you talk to him while it's all going on in the background. And
how many times do you see guitar players still playing with one hand while adjusting knobs with the other, just doing like hammer-ons to try and get through?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, been there, done that too many times. The last thing I've got to really say, and the things I want to talk about is, do you think you have to be a musician or even a hardcore rock music fan to enjoy this movie?
I can't possibly comment.
I know, right?
This is because I am, and I could only relate to it, and that's why I find it hilarious. And I had it on. My wife was doing some work at the table just now, and obviously I was calling out every single line which was coming. She's like, "Christ, did you write the script?" It's like, I've just seen it so many times. I'd have to sit down with someone who's got nothing to do with the industry, has done nothing backstage or even remotely related to the musical industry to see what they think of it and if it's funny. I think that's the only way I'd know.
I would have loved to have got Julia's opinion on this, but unfortunately I had to watch it during the day while she was working, and she's got no interest in seeing the sequel, funnily enough, so I got no feedback on that.
Get her to watch it and see what she says.
I don't, if I had to guess, I'd say she wouldn't get it.
Yeah, but she's Dutch, so...
Yeah. Let's talk about the end of the movie.
Let's.
So Tufnell's left. Then he rocks up backstage as a messenger for Ian Faith to say that Sex Farm has gone into the charts in Japan.
Oh, like us.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're still big in Japan.
We were big in Japan for a while. I haven't looked recently.
If you're all our Japanese fans, shout out to the Shibuya Massive.
Shishir, I believe is thank you.
Oh,
So Hubbins invites him back on the stage and they do the big tour and another drummer explodes before the movie ends seemingly on a high. Then the last scene of the movie, as the credits roll, is basically just outtakes of each member telling a story of some sort.
Yeah.
And I forgot this was the ending. And I just thought there was more. So I was quite taken aback by the time we got to this.
It does end, doesn't it? It does. It would not end, but you are expecting more. You're expecting more of the tour in Japan.
Did you as
was
well?
surprised.
Like,
No, I thought there was. I thought there was more touring at the end. I thought there was more like of them. Oh, look, they're all back together and they're playing in Japan. I thought there was a couple more songs or a couple more.
It was like some twists or something. And
and that was shit. That's it. No, I really thought there was more. And then the credits start to roll. It's like, oh shit. Yeah. And then, what would you do if if you weren't in a band? And, and the guy in the bath, he's all like, well, as long as we got the sex and the drugs, I don't really need the rock and roll.
Yeah, but we do get one of the great lines of the movie here for me as the very last word. So Nigel Tufnell's, they're sort of role playing with Marty DeBerge about how he thought about working in a shoe shop instead of doing tap. And after sort of going around the houses of conversation, DeBerge asks if he really could see himself doing it. And he replies, I don't know, what are the hours?
That's it.
Fade to black.
I know. It's great.
What are the hours?
He's like, and you'd ask me, what size are you?
Yeah,
we're all out of theirs. Do you like them in black?
And you will volunteer it. It's fucking brilliant. And the funny thing is, we get more Viv Savage talking in the last sort of credits bit than we do for the rest of the whole of the movie.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I'm not surprised when you see it.
Yeah.
But sadly, he died only a few months ago, AJ.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. How about that?
Yeah. Right, favourite scenes and lines.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Strap in.
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it, really?
I'm going to kick off then.
Go on.
I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo. That, I cannot help it. I know it's fucking childish, but it's fucking funny.
It's so funny.
Do you know, it makes me think, actually, I mean, the careers of people like Steel Panther possibly wouldn't exist without Spinal Tap.
No, I think not. There's so much that wouldn't exist without Spinal Tap.
Yeah. I sink her with my pink torpedo. I'm feeling like Ian Faith here with my... Oh, dear.
I like the line straight out the bat. I saw these guys in a little rock club called the Electric Banana.
Don't look for it. It's not there anymore.
It's just, I want a bar called the Electric Banana. That's fucking cool.
I assumed it was a play on like Electric Ballroom or something.
Maybe. I just thought the Electric Banana sounded a bit sexual, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The classic, I mean, it's so many of these now are sort of classic or pop culture things. We used to say this a lot when he says, I won't worry about it. It's not a big college town. we said that every time we had a bad gig or something was cancelled. It was just a go-to. Someone would say it.
It is. It is.
It sort of says so much by saying so little.
He died in a bizarre gardening accident.
Oh, God.
You know, or any of that, or just he died. He died choking on vomit. It's like it was someone else's vomit, and then you can't really dust for vomit.
It's that stuff that I look at that and go, how have you improv that? Do you go into that with a kernel of the joke, or is that all just on the spot,
or is it they've done it and it's like, oh, that's working, let's do it again, but we'll add more, and they do it again and they do it again and they're doing it again.
I'll come on to something like that in a minute.
Okay.
Because there's one that I sort of know about. Sexy time.
Yes.
Well, this is up there with my favourite lines when they're talking about the album cover, Smell the Glove, and she says it's sexist, and Tuffle just goes, what's wrong with being sexy? And I'm not joking that I say this all the time, and I said this last week in Cannes. That's how often I say it. Anytime someone says sexist, which is all the time around me, I do go, or any opportunity to just go, there's nothing wrong with being sexy. Oh, that's so stupid.
Oh God. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. No, don't even look. Just don't. All right, don't.
Oh God. I mean, anyone that's ever been in a guitar shop or around a guitar player with his collection is so spot on.
Yeah.
This is a good one. When they go to check into the hotel and you've got the hotel manager with his thick glasses.
Oh yeah, the bottle caps.
Yeah, the older gentleman, and they start having a row because they've cocked up the rooms.
The booking,
rather than 7 rooms, I've given you a room on the 7th floor. Well, this is a bit of a big fucking problem. Anyway, my line here is Ian Faith calls him this twisted old fruit here, and he just goes, "I'm just as God made me, sir." Oh, I mean the guy playing that did so much for me.
Man, there was a bit, I don't know when it was, but he said, "Whatever bits and pieces drift through my transom, really."
I don't remember that. What,
no, I know.
Is he talking or singing?
No, he's talking. He's talking about, I don't know, it's towards the end of the film. I don't really remember what he's talking about. It just, I picked it up as I was typing some stuff and I thought, that's just brilliant.
Just transom, and that was it.
It's just whatever bits and pieces drift through my transom, really.
It's such a niche reference.
I know.
I don't think your average person knows what a transom is, do they?
I know, that's the thing. I think I picked it up because of boating.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
When they go to Elvis's grave, and they're talking about everything, and one of them says, "Well, that puts some perspective on it," and he just goes, "Yeah, too much fucking perspective." That's what that is. Oh God, just the juxtaposition was brilliant.
Artie Fufkin. Hi, Artie Fufkin. Hi, I love you guys. Hi, Artie Fufkin. I'm Artie Fufkin.
That's Paul Schaefer, isn't it?
I invite you guys to kick my ass. No, really, I'm telling you to kick my ass. Here's my ass. Please kick my ass. Artie Fufkin. I just love how over the top. And he's got like this comb over that's like, it's just great.
What I found amusing about that is how sort of disarming he is of the tension in the situation. Mm-hmm. And what crossed my mind watching this again was, if I ever fuck up in life and someone's angry at me, I think I'm going to do that.
Kick my ass.
There's a brilliant shot. It cuts to Janine. She sort of lets a little smile or a little laugh slip. And I can only assume that was possibly Paul Schaefer doing that improv on set, and that was her natural reaction. It looks so good.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
There's a bit you mentioned earlier where he walks off stage and he looks at her at the end of the Air Force gig in that hangar. And as he's walking off, you can see all the bits of truss rod, and you can see all of the flight cases, the cables, the shit everywhere for the show. And it's so real. And it's a brief second or 2 seconds. But someone has dressed that stage. Someone's put those cables there. They probably need all that many cables or that many flight cases, but it's there and it's so real. They've just dressed the scene absolutely brilliantly. And they didn't need to for that just few seconds, but it's so good. So much detail has been put into it. It's brilliant.
I think that the detail is everything. And same with throwaway lines. I mentioned a couple already, but Fred Willard, when you get to the Air Force Base, and he welcomes the band, and he's obviously he doesn't have a clue who they are. And he's talking all sort of professional language. And he's talking about how his hair's got, you guys have let your hair down. And he says, mine's getting a bit shaggy too. They might think I'm part of the band. I'm joking, of course. I'm joking, of course. It's so throwaway, but it's so good. And again, I didn't realize it. It's a line I use all the time in that same sort of tone.
Yeah.
I'm joking, of course.
It's funny as well as he's guiding them into the crowd, and he's like, and if you ever find yourselves in Kansas City, if you've ever heard of this one, you go and listen to that. If you like to listen to some music and stuff like that, it is funny.
I'm going to go straight into my next one, actually, which is also at the Air Force Base with the same thing. And he says to them, would you play a couple of the slow numbers so I can dance? Crash cut to working on a sex farm.
Have you ever done a gig where you've been booked for the wrong gig? Like you've turned up and gone, fuck this, we shouldn't be here. This isn't right. Yeah.
A couple of weddings.
Yeah.
Full-on rock band at a wedding is a 50-50, this may work or it may be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Have you played in Air Force Base?
Yes, quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
I've never had any issues though. They're generally quite good gigs.
They're so much fun.
Yeah.
We used to play for the Marines quite a lot. And that was always a mental, messy night.
I am going to talk about, let's talk about the Stonehenge scenery. It's such a clever and quick sight gag. It's really easily believable. It's the sort of mistake a lot of people can make.
I know.
And they've dined out on it ever since. Like they've done that at some other concerts and things. They flipped it on its head. And in 92, when they did a show, they sort of joked that they all gesturing up to the ceiling saying, bring it down. And like, it's not there because it couldn't fit in the venue kind of thing. It's such a, like with the dwarves,
It's just, when he switches to the mandolin and they just start dancing around and tripping over each other and then like tripping over the Stonehenge and stuff.
And this is where we get Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
She is the creator of the Stonehenge bit of scenery.
I don't understand the actual one. This is it. This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
It said 18 inches on the napkin. Oh, God.
Great.
I mean, there's so many, and I don't want... I'm done. Or else I'm just going to go on and on.
Okay. Right, I got a couple more. The musical reviews, it doesn't really get much better than Shit Sandwich.
Yeah.
And what is great about that is Shit Sandwich itself is fine, but it's their reaction when they're like, who printed that? You can't print that. No. Bloody brilliant. And the other one is, what day did the Lord create Spinal Tap? And couldn't he have rested that day too? Oh, it's fucking classic.
It is great because it's so nice to hear, good artists always talk about their worst reviews, don't they? Which is great. So it's nice to have that in the film.
I wonder if Rob Reiner came up with those unknown to the band, and that was a genuine reaction and improv. That'd be interesting.
I wonder. I bet it was.
Now I've saved my favorite scene of this whole movie for last.
Excellent.
And this is one of my favorite movie scenes of all time because it has such a great setup and such a great payoff. And this is when he talks about and he's playing his piano. He's like, this is the saddest of all keys. Already brilliant.
D minor.
Talks about Mozart, talks about Bach. Excellent. And then the delivery of the punchline is just so fucking wonderful. When, it's set it all up. I'll call this one Lick My Love Pump. I mean, fuck off. Like, Rob Reiner said that was made up on set. He said he told them to roll the camera and it happened. But it was a scene that was included in that 20-minute demo, which was different. It wasn't the same cut. So I wonder whether it was improv at that early stage and then they redid it for the main film.
Yeah.
But this is a joke that if I ever need to tell a funny story and I'm in a musical environment or I have an instrument, I'm doing the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll whittle or do some sort of noodling and go, that one's called Lick My Love Pump.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, we've been in the studio and someone will say, what key is this in? And it's D minor is the saddest of all keys.
It's D minor.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The thing is, what people don't realise is we've been texting each other constantly all day as well. All these fucking lines and stuff.
So we could just sit here and watch the movie and just laugh at every bloody line.
I know, it's so good. I mean, like I said, I've watched it twice now in the last couple of days. It's so much fun.
Me too. I basically watched it twice today. One may have been on sort of 2 times speed. But. Right, some quick trivia. I've done one of them already. On Tesla vehicles, the volume goes up to 11 because Elon Musk loves the movie, and he showed it to Rob Reiner apparently when they was coming out with them.
No way.
Yeah,
that's funny. The Digico desk I use for mixing does the same on the headphone jack. When you turn it,
it's funny, isn't it?
It goes to 11.
Do you reckon that whenever it goes to 11, it is a nod that whoever created that loves Spinal Tap?
Obviously. And iPlayer as well. If you turn iPlayer up, that goes up to 11.
Really?
Yep.
That's bizarre.
On the desktop on your computer, it goes up to 11. It's brilliant. Wow. Of course, it's a nod because it's so ingrained. I mean, that's the one line from this film that I think so many people know. Oh, these go up to 11.
Yeah.
Most people would tell you it's from Spinal Tap.
It's funny because there are Marshall amps that go to 11, and I just assume that they are post Spinal Tap influenced.
They must be.
I don't know the history of amp volume knobs, I'll be honest.
I thought you knew your knobs.
Last bit of trivia. Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P., said on Conan that when he went to see it, he was the only person in the cinema not laughing because it was like a documentary of his life. And people like U2's The Edge and Steeler and Tyler have said the same. There's no shortage of famous rock musicians that say the same thing. Like us. Well, famous, successful, unlike us.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
it's literally my full-time job for a long time. I mean, I was pretty successful. All right, I'm not a millionaire for the back of it, but it was my main job.
Look, mate, if you want to come on our own podcast to tell everyone how successful you were in your own definition of being a musician, it's fine. You crack on.
Washed up rock star. Washed up sea captain.
Well, you know what time it is now?
Rank it.
Up tier ranking.
Uptown top tier ranking.
I wonder where you're going to go with this.
Do you really though?
I think I've made my mind up.
I wonder where you're going to go with it.
Yeah. I know. It's bizarre one because I don't know. It's always interesting with these smaller sort of independent vibe movies, isn't it?
Because I think I see so much in it because of our history, my history. I can relate to it so much. It's so on the nose on one hand. And on the other hand, I think it's been so well made. The comedy is so well executed because it's not executed at all. It just happens. And it's so real. It feels like a real documentary because, we've compared it to the Metallica thing that was going on. When they made that felt like this is a spoof or not. No, it's real. This feels like a real documentary. It totally does. So I love it for everything that it is. So I can't rank it anything other than S.
Yeah, baby. I think for me, I've loved it more as I've got older. When I first saw it in my early teens, before I played in bands and before I had that kind of life experience, I suppose, I probably would have been much, much lower. But as I've got older, it's no doubt for me now. What's wrong with it? I'd rewatch this in a heartbeat. I've watched it twice today.
Yeah, exactly right.
Great
that's the thing.
Great acting.
I had the soundtrack on earlier. I've watched the film twice in the last 48 hours. I'd watch it again tomorrow. No drama. I could almost rate it like double S or something like that. But I think I'm biased. I'm biased because obviously as a muso I can relate so much to it. So, I can understand if some people didn't necessarily agree with that, but it is on its own. I think it's a class example of how filmmaking should be done. It's brilliant.
The genius for me is that there aren't really quote, open quotes, jokes. It's just lots of funny moments. There are punchlines that, they're punchlines, but they're not set up as a joke. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
And it's just a real good time. It's really innovative, really funny, really great characters, and it's really rewatchable.
Rock and roll. Just running around backstage trying to find the stage. It's like, rock and roll. Right, hello, Cliff, rock and roll.
I really wish we'd done more of this in tap voices.
Rock and roll.
Let's do the rest of the show in tap voices.
All right, so
it's come time to read some Patreon comments.
All right, should I do Simon and you do Cat?
Oi.
Oi.
Whatever your preference.
All right, and Simon on Patreon, he says Spinal Tap is in the top 3 comedy films of our time, with Airplane and Life of Brian. You can juggle the order depending on how you're feeling. It could easily trouble anyone's top 10 all-time list, such as its utter brilliance. All right, he's got to 11. There's not a wasted joke nor an ounce of fat on it, and the satirical genius is unmatched. I know every word and lyric of this film. It is perfect. This belongs in a separate tier. It is beyond ranking. So I suppose S+ in this very special instance.
Until you got to the last line there, it was like just a shit Michael Caine. I'm only going to blow the bloody doors off.
This belongs in a separate tier. All right.
I agree with him. I think Simon has hit the nail on the head there.
I think Simon, you've got something there, my son. All right.
And that Cat on Patreon, I don't know what this accent is, but I'm going to keep doing it.
What's Cat got to say?
Cat on Patreon says she's watched it repeatedly. Long walk to the stage. The humour is dark.
Rock and roll.
The humour is dark, sharp, and just the right amount of ridiculous, spotlighting the excess and absurdity of rock culture we'd read about in the press, while somehow actually making you root for the characters. It is scrappy and a bit all over the place, but that is exactly what makes it feel so authentic. And I know some people at the time did not realise it was satire. If you can make some people believe it could be true, you've hit gold. Well, I've gone really cold. I've gone EastEnders. While not one of my all-time favourite films, let's ramp it up a bit.
I tell you what, it's a really shit Michael Caine you're doing.
Yeah, isn't it? I'm going to really go crazy on it. While not one of my all-time favourite films, I do have fond nostalgia with this one, and goes to 11. Still makes me smile every single time I hear it mentioned. So it's an A rating from me.
Brilliant.
Last one.
Harry on Instagram. All right.
What,
I used to insist that every band I was in would watch this together. Fucking good on you, Harry.
Well, do you know what's funny about this one? Well, do you know what's funny about this one?
Is that the Harry who I think it might be?
That's Harry that I played in a band with for 10 years. And do you know what? Never made me fucking watch it.
Good old Harry. Harry, if you're listening, how you doing?
Stay safe out there, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, right. Fucking in America. Bloody hell.
America. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Right. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with a movie from 1985, and they're just going to give us a clue. Well,
I gave you a clue at the end of Tremors.
Oh yeah, we should apologise. we were going to do a different film this week, but because of the release of Spinal Tap 2, we thought we'd do Spinal Tap.
We did Spinal Tap instead. So actually, we're gonna do a film all about some geriatrics in a swimming pool with aliens. But until then, leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice.
Fucking hell, it came and went. It came back again.
Anyway, all right, fucking hell. Anyway, leave us a review on your fucking podcast platform of your fucking choice. You can find us on fucking YouTube, fucking Instagram, fucking Facebook, and fucking TikTok at Rewind fucking Classic fucking Movies. If you want to drop us a fucking email, it's real. I'm going Australian now, mate. Fucking hell.
It's true.
Christ. Throw another fucking email on the Barbie, mate, at rewindclassicfuckingmovies@gmail.com. And if you want to support us, enjoy. It's too early. It's too late in the fucking day. Too early in the fucking morning for this shit. If you want to support us, I don't know why you'd want to support us, to be honest. But fucking hell, if you've got this far, you might as well stay and join in the behind the scenes bollocks that goes on. Then head over to patreon.com/rewindclassicfuckingmovies. Give them a slap, son.
In the meantime, if you want to listen to more things about Spinal Tap, I'll be doing a fucking fast forward episode to look at what happened after this fucking movie came out. There's not actually that much swearing in this movie, is there?
No, not at all, really.
We've gone crazy.
He says fuck off at one point. I fucking quit and fuck off.
I think we both do the same thing. If you have to say fucking to try and get into the accent.
That's it, right?
What we're doing, fucking fast forward, look at what happened after it came out and all that shit, which is primarily, if not exclusively, going to be about Spinal Tap 2, the end continues, which is out in cinemas now. So that's out next week. Say goodbye, Jay.
I like how you added a colon in there, my son. Goodbye.
Got to have good grammar and spelling and punctuation.